With Transformers: Age of Extinction in theaters this week, the fourth film in the series, we're counting down our Fave 5 Part 4s. Number 5, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Jason is a horror movie icon, but all the movies tend to blur together, but we think the signature film of the series may well be the fourth entry, 1984's Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Director Joseph Zito brought a realism to the series by casting good young actors, including Back to the Future's Crispin Glover, so you actually cared when they inevitably started getting picked off. Makeup effects legend Tom Savini, who provided the red stuff for the first movie as well, returned to kill his creation, Jason Voorhees, and he delivers in the over-the-top, ultra-gory fashion. The movie was so successful for Paramount that they scrapped plans to end the series and had a sequel in theaters less than a year after its release. Number 4, Lethal Weapon 4.
Think you can stay off the streets and out of trouble? Something simple?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Coming out in 1998, 11 years after the original, people still wanted more from the dynamic buddy cop pair of Riggs and Murtaugh. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover play the duo again, and the chemistry between the two actors is one of the reasons that make the film series so successful. This time out, they're teaming up with it guy of the time, Chris Rock, who was hilarious as a possible suitor of Murtaugh's daughter. Instead of creating another generic sequel, the film focuses on two men having to find a new place in the world and on the importance of family. Another big selling point was casting martial arts star Jet Li as the villain, taking the action of the film to the next level, creating a very fitting ending to the beloved franchise. Number 3, Rocky 4.
The Russian towers above the American. It's the true case of David and Goliath here.
Sylvester Stallone wrote, directed, and starred in this 1985 classic about boxer Rocky Balboa going up against one of the biggest Russians you've ever seen. Other than the over-the-top nature and several montages, the main thrust of the film is the villain, Ivan Drago, a character who barely says any lines, yet still intimidates everyone in the movie just by his intense glares and sculpted physique. Dolph Lundgren plays Drago as a relentless boxing machine who has no remorse for the people he hurts, and his soulless characterization speaks volumes about the frosty relations between the U.S. and the Soviet Union in 1985. Rocky had gone up against some tough contenders before, but no one as scary as Ivan Drago, making Rocky 4 one of the best Part 4s out there. Number 2, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
Dr. McCoy, you, Mr. Scott, and Commander Sulu will convert us a whale tank.
Oh, joy.
Yes, this is the one where the crew of the Enterprise go back in time to the 1980s and save a bunch of humpback whales. It's not really a big thinker, but it's a fun movie that's super accessible to anyone and also the most successful of the original 10 movies. Written by Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan's director Nicholas Meyer and directed by Spock himself, Leonard Nimoy, the film mixes science fiction and comedy perfectly, creating one of the most memorable films of the series. Up to that point, the Star Trek franchise took itself pretty seriously, so it was refreshing to have such a different movie where everyone seemed to be having fun. Number 1, Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Your line's not long enough! No!
Tom Cruise returns as secret agent Ethan Hunt in this 2011 sequel directed by Brad Bird, which saw Hunt's team traveling across the globe to save the world and clear their names. After cutting his teeth working for Pixar Animation, directing hits like The Incredibles and Ratatouille, this was director Brad Bird's first live-action film, and he succeeded on every level, making an adrenaline-fueled rush that blew audiences away. With insane stunts like Cruise himself scaling outside of the Burj Khalifa Tower, the film had some of the most breathtaking moments in the series. Just when we thought the series was ending, Ghost Protocol showed us that Ethan Hunt wasn't going anywhere anytime soon.